If you want to know who a narcissist is underneath all that facade, all the masks they wear, observe their facial expressions. It's through these micro expressions they show a lot of grandiosity, entitlement, egocentrism, sadism, Machiavellianism, and true lack of empathy. They make very weird facial expressions that if you were to look at in combination with their actions, you will get to know what you are dealing with. I am Danish, a psychologist and a narcissistic abuse recovery professional. In today's episode, we are going to talk about 7 weird facial expressions a narcissist makes. Before we get started with number 1, I want you to keep something in mind while watching or listening to this episode. Human beings are pretty complex to understand. Just because somebody shows a single or multiple facial expressions that I will talk about today does not make them a narcissist. Because one or multiple facial expressions in isolation mean nothing. Context is always important. I am equipping you with this knowledge just to give you one more tool that you can add to what you already know to detect the hidden narcissism. If you are trying to know whether or not the person you're dealing with is a narcissist, look at their actions, look at everything else, then look at these facial expressions and decide accordingly. Weird facial expression number 1, an eye roll followed by a deep sigh whenever you say something of importance. It may look like this. It's basically saying, oh my God, I'm so done with you. Just shut up already. I don't want to listen to whatever you have to say because it's rubbish. It hurts my ears. It's not about me. You're complaining. You're putting me down by expressing your emotions, by telling me how I hurt you. You are criticizing me. You are insulting me. Your job is to villainize me. I am a good person and you should see me such regardless of what I put you through. The moment you open your mouth, you become a liability to them and they ridicule you, mock you by making this facial expression. A narcissist may roll their eyes at you to show how insignificant you are and how meaningless is what you have to say. They basically do it to make you feel stupid. What you need to keep in mind that a victim can also roll their eyes at the narcissist out of their disgust for those circular conversations and word salad. They can't take it anymore. So the moment this narcissistic toxic individual opens their mouth, you may roll your eyes. And that's why context matters. Why you do it matters. Your intention is important. Before questioning yourself, am I a narcissist because I also rolled my eyes? Check your intentions. Your intention was not to ridicule them, put them down, shut them down. No, your intention was to express how done you are with those repetitive actions of theirs, with the same lectures. You don't want to hear them anymore. Weird facial expression number 2, dead stare in a narcissist's eyes when you express your emotions. They look at you as if a predator is watching you closely, as if they are soaking in all the information and trying to strategize and plan how to use it against you. If you show them you are an empathetic individual or you care about them because they have had a rough childhood, instead of feeling grateful for the space you hold for them, they will now think of how to make you feel guilty every time you think of leaving them because they know you are going to leave them. They know it's going to end. And this now becomes one more tool, one more way to manipulate you, to make you a slave of your own emotions. And that dead stare shows there is no soul within. I have personally experienced this. And what I have noticed is their eyes get bigger and wider in size. They pop out. Pupils dilate a little bit. That I have not noticed, but that's what I've heard from others. So their eyes pop out as if paying close attention. It's not somebody who is keenly listening to you, who is trying to take a note of what you said so that they can repeat it or let's say try to be an active listener. No, they're listening only to prey on you later. Weird behavior number 3, they do not look at you when you pour your heart out, when you tell them what's hurting you and what needs to be changed. They look over your shoulder at somebody else, or they do something else, like they write on a piece of paper. They're not taking notes. It's just that they do not want to acknowledge your emotions. This is a strategic move. They know when not to make eye contact, when not to look at you, because they want to invalidate your emotions. Now, you have to be really cautious with this one, because a lot of autistic individuals may show this behavior. A lot of people with ADHD may also show this behavior. And normal people, non-narcissistic folks, also do not make eye contact with each other when they are angry. If you want to know whether an autistic individual is listening to you or not, notice and observe where they are looking while you're talking. If they're looking away at something else, they're listening deeply to you. If they're looking at you, they may not be listening. This is something that I got to recently learn about. Now, I gave you that example just to understand how the same behavior can have different interpretations and meanings in different situations. You do not have to look at this behavior in isolation. Just because somebody does not make eye contact while you express your emotions does not automatically mean they are a narcissist. Weird behavior number 4, they fake laugh that changes, that disappears within seconds, and you will see a serious face within no time. It's not possible. It's an exaggerated laughter only to please or fool people. It's not possible for somebody to be laughing so loudly and then have that flat poker-like face. No, there's a gradual transition. For a lot of people, you're laughing, then you're smiling, then it's more neutral, isn't it? But for a narcissist, it's a mask that they put on, and they forget to keep it on. When that happens, you will see this quick black and white kind of a situation. They will be laughing and then the seriousness. It doesn't make any sense, does it? This contrast between the two facial states shows the lack of genuine felt happiness. They only know how to follow the script. How do I know this? Well, I have experienced it, and I have a very interesting story to share with you, but that's for some other occasion. Before I move to number 5, here is something really important that I want you to know. I'm doing a workshop next week, July 7th. The topic will be how to overcome betrayal trauma after surviving the narcissist. In this workshop, I'll teach you how a narcissist betrays you beyond infidelity and how to heal from that. This is your last chance to register for it. The booking is open for 48 to 72 hours. Book your spot now, because the workshop is going to only happen twice this year, July 7th and July 14th. Number 5, the pitiful smile that a narcissist puts on their face to say, I am happy for you, but I am the real victim here. It may look like this. You may get to see this facial expression mostly in covert, vulnerable narcissists who thrive on their victimhood. They want everybody to think they're the biggest martyr in the room and they deserve all the attention. They show their disappointment through passive aggression. That's what they do. And underneath that victim facade lies a secondary psychopath who is murderous, who can do anything to take revenge. So that pitiful smile is basically a signal that's sent across to all the possible sources of supply, to all enablers and flying monkeys, to say, have pity on me, because I deserved the award that you received. I deserved that accolade. I deserved that accomplishment. The person who received it didn't do any work to get it. I should have been the one getting all of it. But what can we say? I am the victim. I'm always wronged. This is the narrative. This is a lot, but this is said through that pitiful smile. I have experienced this all my life. From whom? My own narcissistic mother. That used to be her signature smile. I would call it the guilt trip smile. When she would smile like this, I knew I had done something wrong and she needed to be saved, and I would jump in to rescue her, forget everything that I had achieved, and make it about her ego. That was my role. Number 6, the head shaking no when you're doing something that makes you happy. It may look like this. This facial expression can be interpreted in many ways, but the main one is, I don't acknowledge what you're doing. I don't validate what you're doing. Oh, you're stupid, you're wasting your time. Oh, come on, you're never ever going to make it. You're a failure, you will always remain a failure. It's just done to put you down. It's such an invalidating gesture. Covert narcissists do it a lot. That's why I say covert narcissistic abuse is one of the most painful experiences, because they hit you without hitting you. Death by 1,000 cuts. And these are the types of cuts people get. Constant invalidation, constant rejection, constant disapproval. How can a person take that continuously for years? Number 7, the last one, the cold, callous, malicious expression mixed with an evil laughter that clearly shows their intention to hurt you. I cannot mimic this one, but this is their signature expression that comes with pitch black eyes, showing their true lack of empathy and concern for you. It clearly shows they see you as their biggest rival, their competition, and as an enemy to eradicate. This facial expression of theirs shows how much hatred they harbor in their hearts towards you, which gets revealed when they sign those divorce papers and try to end you and harm you and your children. Have you witnessed something like this? Have you observed them looking at you with those malicious eyes, with those cold, dead eyes that have no soul in them? If yes, drop your experiences in the comments, and also share how you dealt with it. What was your conclusion at that point in your life? With that, let's bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for tuning in. I will talk to you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.